Hey, it's Riley Bob Dude, and in this episode I'm going to make this wall behind me into a clamp storage wall. And because it's Sunday and my washer and dryer are going, there's going to be some laundry sounds. Okay, so I need to make this clamp storage wall because a lot of cool things have happened that I haven't really talked about. For starts, I made this toolbox topper and I got these toolboxes in place and leveled up to each other. I blocked them up. And I also got these dope toolboxes from a buddy of mine. And so I had some clamps hanging over here and I had some over here, which I now put up some drill bit storage. Things have shuffled around and I need a central spot to put everything so it's just nice and convenient. So now I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of struggled with making this video. It's not that interesting. I'm concerned it's not that interesting. That is the reason why I'm building a clamp storage wall. Because this is just shop fixturing, I'm not gonna use super nice plywood. I have this used plywood that I think I got off of Craigslist. Cut this to width. Because this plywood has seen better days, I'm gonna make my first cut using my circular saw and my level as a straight edge so I can get a nice straight cut. We're now at 34 inches wide, which is exactly where we wanna be. Now I'm gonna cut this panel into two pieces so that it will fit around the light switch that's on that wall. Now I'm measuring for that top panel is going to nest around this switch box. Let's just mark out the edges here where I'm going to cut out. Mark my line across the top. All right, so that is what I want to cut out to go around the switch box. Nice. What you want to do is also cut into your workbench. Wondered why it was taking so much longer. Moment of truth. Oh, I like that. And then our other piece is just gonna come right up here. So next up, I'll do some sanding on this. Just like that. We got these all sanded. I'm gonna do a coat of shellac on both sides. You probably already know this, but you wanna finish both sides because if I just did this one side, then it might cup even more as that finish dries. My panels are dry, so now I'm gonna pin them to the wall before I screw them on. Just like that, we have something to screw our clamp racks to. So for this clamp wall, I'm gonna use a mixture of store-bought clamp racks as well as some homemade ones. First step, I'm gonna lay out all my clamps so I have an idea of what I have. And then I think I'm going to put the store-bought racks on. This is for my pipe clamps. I have some really long ones, so it makes sense to maybe like place the long stuff first, get an idea of how everything's gonna nest. Hi, good morning. Another day working on the clamp wall. So as you can see, I got my store-bought clamp racks installed. This will have my smaller F-style clamps and then of course my pipe clamps up here. You can see I have my quick clamps kind of up here, and what I'm going to focus on today is making something similar to this where I can store these guys kind of stacked on top of each other coming out. So rather than talk about it, why don't I just show you how I'm going to do it. Imagine that this is the wall. I'm thinking that I'm going to have these arms coming off at 85 degrees, or in other words, it'll be tilted up 5 degrees. Then these guys can just stack, boop, 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 boop. Just like that, we got a little rack. For my heavy duty metalworking clamp, I was thinking about making something that's pretty similar to what I made for those quick release clamps. Then I remembered that I had this thing that I made, basically a band of 1/8 inch flat bar, and this used to live on the side of my toolbox, and I would hang my grinders from it, but I don't need to do that. So I think I'm gonna use this. Well, there you have it. My clamp wall is all done, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's certainly nothing groundbreaking, but it is super functional, and it's gonna be helpful for me to have everything in one place. I often say to myself that it's helpful to start from an existing thing or an existing idea and modify from there rather than starting from zero. I might change some of these details, I might change this layout, but having something to work from, I find really helpful. So the hard part is over. I got it up, and I'm gonna work with it for a few weeks or a few months and just see how it goes. Thank you if you've watched this far. As always, I'm super curious to see what you think. Let me know what kind of videos you like. Do you like it when I explain a lot of stuff or just show me working? I'm still figuring out how I make these videos. Everyone's feedback is really helpful for me to keep finding my groove. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.